Welcome back to Game On. Now, let's talk the under-17. South African under-17s have made history. First South African side all round to win an opening game at a FIFA World Cup, and the first under-17 side to get through the group stages. So we take our hats off to them. Mark, let's talk about, well, the journey for them to get through their group. They started off impressively with the win, of course, in getting things started. It became tough in the next two matches, but did enough, of course, in getting the draw and the loss against Italy, which we would have expected to be their toughest opponent.
Yeah, certainly. I think we have to give them credit. They did beautifully to get to the round of 32. It's not going to get any easier, but absolutely stellar showing, especially when you speak about that early game. Parma got a red card, very early on in that game. So they had to play a better part of an hour with a man down.
Yeah.
And at the time, the score was 0-0. And they still managed to win that game by 3-1. So absolutely stellar performance. The game against Qatar, they had to contend with a low block.
Yeah.
And so I think they struggled a little bit to break down that low block. But once again, beautiful combination. Kamu Maraletse to Emil Witbooi to get the equalizer after Qatar had opened the scoring. And then, in the final game against Italy, Kamu again gets through beautifully, a combination with Witbooi, I think, that plays him in. His shot hits the post, and it's finished by Sean Elst. So even when we were down, we found ways to come back. But then I think Italy, at the latter part of the game, just were too strong, and ultimately they ran out 3-1 winners. And so we had to fight and show character a lot of times in the group phase. And now that's going to follow us into the round of 32 because we come up against a Japanese team who won their group, a group that included African champions Morocco as well as Portugal.
Statement wins those two, yeah?
Exactly. Very, very. They came unstuck against New Caledonia, but I was actually at that game.
Yeah.
And New Caledonia, when you're talking about 11 players behind the ball, I don't think they'll ever defend like that again in their lives. They defended and celebrated a draw against Japan and then went to the next game and got 16 from Morocco. So you can see the difference there. But Japan, a very tough outfit, and it's going to be the 3-4-3 of Japan against the 4-2-3-1 of South Africa. And that midfield battle is going to be very interesting.
Now, when you look at Japan, 11 appearances at the under-17 World Cup alone. Their best finish is quarter-final finish. They are a team that really does bring pedigree into this competition. Hence, New Caledonia celebrating in the fashion they did and coming to that game with the approach they did against Japan.
Yeah, certainly. Japan, absolute, pedigree. When you look at their performance against New Caledonia, they went on the next match to beat Portugal, which, everyone thought will be the top team in that group. But Japan, when you talk about discipline, tactical discipline, there's probably no one better than Japan, and so that's why we are going to have to be on point in that regard as well. How we go out and approach it, pound for pound, player for player, I think we're better.
Really?
I think we're better. But if you look at their technical and tactical discipline,
as a team, as a unit,
that's where their strength is. But if we get that right, if we can match them in those areas where technically, tactically, we do the right things, the way we pass the ball, the way we receive the ball, the little things are going to matter.
We finished our group as the second worst. I say worst because we're looking at the defensive side, where we conceded the second most goals. So second most defensive record in our group, with 5 goals conceded, having scored 5. So taking that into consideration, what do we need to improve upon, and what are our best assets or weapons going forward in this match? Yeah,
certainly defensively, we are going to have to shore things up because there were moments where we looked a bit shaky. If you look at our centre-back pairings especially, we never played with the same two centre-backs in all 3 matches, so we don't have a set centre-back pairing. I think that has largely to do with our captain, BK, Bokamoso Makokosi. He wasn't available because he got injured in a youth tournament, never recovered in time, didn't make the final squad. He was our mainstay defensively for this team for many years now. And so he's a great loss to Coach Vela, but the other guys now need to show themselves and really step up. And yes, defensively, we need to shore things up because we can score goals. We can get forward. We've got amazing skill going forward. But now our defensive discipline, our defensive shape, I'm sure that the coach has been working on that. and that's going to be critical in this match.
Well, certainly will be critical and something to look forward to later on this afternoon. Now, let's talk about Hollywood Blitz giving back to the game. They've given back to the women's game over the years and helped the South African game grow a long way. And as far as the women's game, let's also focus on a hero from that point of view. That, of course, is a former Banyana international, former Mamelodi Sundowns player, Lerato Kgasago.
There are very few players in the South African women's game who have the longevity and impact of Lerato Kgasago. She came into the game at an early age and went on to win many accolades as a player and in the team environment at Mamelodi Sundowns ladies, and it was a journey filled with very few lows and many highs.
I was born and bred in Mufulira Central. So the love started when I started playing with the boys. My mother and my father both, they were football players. 2010, I got a contract to go play in Iceland for 2 years. So yeah, I played overseas. I played in Iceland. Obviously, I was scared because I was still young. I think I was like 17 or 18. I was still young. But luckily, I had 2 senior players from South Africa as well. It was Antonia Karelse and Rose Tijana. So they made me to feel comfortable because of they've been in the journey and they played overseas before they went to Iceland with me. So it was challenging the first 6 months, 7 months because of I'm mama's baby. So I missed home a lot because when I got there, I had to be responsible now. I had to cook for myself, and I've never cooked for myself because remember, even at HPC, we had food for mahala and laundry mahala. So now I'm saying to AI, now I'm becoming an adult. So I had to do laundry for myself, cook for myself. It was difficult, but they managed to help me, and I pulled through and I survived.
When one looks at her achievements, which includes playing for Banyana and a stint in Iceland, you can easily tell that her career is one many would be proud of, but she also made an important impact off the field at Sundowns.
You know, when you're focused, you can win anything. So as a team, we had one goal and it was winning. So we remained focused and determined that whatever comes in our way, even if you're not getting that money that we want, but for the love of the team and for the love of the game and for ourselves as well and our families, because of they are the ones who are pushing us at all times. And yeah, so that's where everything happened and unfolded. I was a team manager for all the academy teams. So, and kudos to Mr. Colin Makanya that really mentored me to be the best as I am today, and Sean Bishop for believing in me to give me that role, because he was the one that said, okay, come and help the academy because we need a team manager. So Sean Bishop was the one that appointed me for that role.
Having left Mamelodi Sundowns ladies at the end of last season, Lerato had a special message for the fans and addressed the rumors around her retirement with a very simple answer.
No, I haven't. I haven't announced anything, any retirement. No, I haven't retired. In football, there's never goodbyes because we can meet in the tunnel, we can meet at the stadiums. So it's see you guys later, and I really had great memories with you guys, and you know, the roller coaster is like everybody. It was not a smooth sailing. I had my fair share at the club, and I played my role. I contributed positively to the club. So, from me to the club or to the supporters as a whole, I'll see you guys later.
Well, there you have it. Time does fly when you are having fun. So much to look forward to during the course of this afternoon in the way of the international game. Tough one. Who are you going to watch? The Bafana game or the under-17 game? We'll let you decide at home. Hopefully you've got enough gadgets to cover all of that football. But I would like to take the time to thank Mark Haskins, Jerry Skosana, and you at home for taking the time to join us, from me, Sizwe and Mabena, and the rest of the team that is behind the scenes. Till next week, click, click, bang.